10 minutes. Let's go.
Hey, just give me 1 second. Don't start the time yet. I'm just switching to the PowerPoint. All right.
Con.
And
Oh,
just go
you
ahead,
about to start?
please. No. Only thing I was gonna say was click the link at the top if you want to see it. All right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Oh, you got it. You got it, Corey. I'm getting set up.
First and foremost, click the little green house at the top and become a member of the Versus platform, the top most formidable formal debate platform on the app. So make sure you click in the Versus platform, become a member, and nominate others. Follow the brothers on stage, Captain Chaataza and Daraj, for putting together this lesson. Follow the moderators on stage, Jawasop, myself, Mal Halab, for moderating and keeping time and order on the Versus platform. So make sure you follow the brothers as well. I know Captain Chaataza is putting together the PowerPoint.
I'm ready whenever you land.
Make sure you click the link at the top if you're on if you're not over on YouTube right now and you're still in a Clubhouse, you have that option. And just coming into the room to click that link at the top, you'll be able to actually see the PowerPoint of the display. So make sure you click that link at the top. Captain Chaataza, the time will start when you start.
Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab. Extremely important as to why it says the land of Moab, because we're going to be talking about the country of Moab, the land of Moab, and the plains of Moab, all in proper context. So when you read Deuteronomy 29, you'll see that he was talking about the battle that took place. If we drop down, you understand, inside of the same chapter. So that was verse 1. We're going to drop down to verse 7. And when ye came onto this place, Sihon, king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us in battle and smote them. And we took their land and gave it for an inheritance onto the Reubenites and onto the Gadites and onto the half tribe of Manasseh. He said this where? He said this in what is supposed to be called the land of Moab. Was it the land of Moab? Well, let's go take a look. I want y'all to take a look at this map right here. You're going to see Bamoth Baal, Nebo, extremely important. Don't forget Nebo, Mount Nebo, Mount Pisgah. You understand? Pisgah, however you want to say it, and Heshbon, Mount Peor. All of this is extremely important. Why? Next map. Take a look over here where you see Heshbon, where you start to see all of those same names. All of them are above the Arnon River. So when you see the blue lines and when you see the red lines here, you start to see that this is all the territory that Israel conquered and that was given to Manasseh in the north, Gad in the middle, and then Reuben in the far south up to the Arnon River. You understand? Just east of Jericho, this is where Israel's camp is. Extremely important. Now, you could see another map. Here's Moab, the Arnon River, the path that they took where Israel's camp is. And you start to see Bamoth, Nebo, all of these different territories. I'm going to repeat these over and over until I drill them inside y'all heads. Ruth chapter 2 verse 6. And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said, is this the Moabite Tish? You know, it's funny that Israelites like to say Ish means kind of like or pertaining to, except when it comes to Ruth. Now all of a sudden you want to make this a daughter of Moab, when a daughter of Moab is different than someone who's Moabite Tish. Because it says the damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab. Remember, the land of Moab was by Mount Nebo. Where's the country of Moab? And why is this so important? Why am I bringing up Moabitish? If you go and you look at that word, it's not the same as Moab. You understand? It's going to be Mawa'ab, yeah. That's why if y'all could see on the screen. And if you look at what the context could be, it can be an inhabitant of the land of Moab. Well, we were talking about where a land of Moab was a minute ago, weren't we? So now this is Deuteronomy 32 and 49. Keep up. It's pure gas right now. Get thee up into the mountain of Abarim onto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab. Was Mount Nebo in the land of Moab? That is over against Jericho. And behold, the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel for a possession. They're in Mount Nebo, and they're calling it the land of Moab. Well, let's go look in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. I mean, this is like the Israelite starter kit. You understand? You should have this week 1 as an Israelite. Nebo, first definition, a Babylonian god. Well, let's fast forward. 2, second definition, the name of the mountain from which Moses beheld the promised land. 3, a Moabite town near or on Mount Nebo. Where's Mount Nebo? Oh, here's a map. In the land of Reuben is what they called the land of Moab, even after they conquered it, which is east of Jericho, north of the Arnon River. Do we have another map? Oh, here's another one. Reuben, Mount Nebo, in the land of Reuben. Let's continue on. Deuteronomy 34:1. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab onto the mountain of Nebo. Here we see the plains of Moab and the land of Moab in this context is all in the same location inside the land of Israel that we conquered, to the top of Pisgah that is over and against Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land of Gilead onto Dan. Let's fast forward once again, because here's Gilead. This is where the other tribes took. Below that is the plains of Moab, east of Jericho, where Mount Nebo is. Let's continue to the next map.
5 minutes left.
You. The plains of Moab. Here's Nebo, another map. I didn't draw these. I'm not a cartographer. Let's keep going. Once again, land taken from Sihon by Israel. Here's Arnon River. Here's the real land of Moab. But up here, we see the plains of Moab, which was also called the land of Moab, which we're going to get into. That this is the same place that Moses passed away. And it was called all of these names. Deuteronomy 34. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab onto the mountain of Nebo, onto the top of Pisgah that is over and against Jericho. We see that again. If we were to drop down, verse 5. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab. What is a Moabitish damsel? Someone who's from the land of Moab. Where did Moses die? And they buried him in the valley of Moab over against Beth Peor. Where was Beth Peor? It was inside Ruth's land, which was Reuben's land. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Once again, here's the Jordan River, here's Jericho, here's the plains of Moab. The Jordan River, here's Jericho, Shittim. Remember that word, Peor, Mount Nebo. All of this is inside of the land of Reuben. Joshua 13. And verse 27, and in the valley of, I'm going to fast forward to the main part. And Moses gave inheritance unto half the tribe of Manasseh, verse 29. And this was the possession of half the tribe of the children of Manasseh. And then verse 32, these are the countries which Moses did attribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab on the other side of Jordan, east of Jericho. It's all over the scriptures where this was located. Here's Manasseh, here's Gad, here's Reuben, here's Mount Nebo. Let's fast forward. And from Bamoth in the valley. Now remember that this is Numbers 21. And it says, and from Bamoth in the valley, that is the country of Moab. I thought the country of Moab wasn't in the book of Numbers, to the top of Pisgah. Well, let's keep looking. There's Baal Peor, here's Nebo, here's Bamoth. Where is that located? In the area of Reuben. Here's the ford of Jericho, Pisgah, Hermon, plains of Moab. Plains of Moab, Bamoth, in the land of Reuben. So what we see here is that the country of Moab, the land of Moab, and the plains of Moab is all in the same geographical location. Here's another dictionary entry. A place north of the Arnon, Bamoth Baal, in the tribe of Reuben. That's where it said that the country of Moab was. You don't believe me? Let's take a look at the Blue Letter Bible. You type in country of Moab, Numbers 21 and 20. And from Bamoth in the valley, that is the country of Moab to the top of Pisgah. Well, that's the same exact entry in Ruth 1 and 1, Ruth 1 and 2, Ruth 1 and 6, Ruth 1 and 22, because it's all in the same location. You don't believe me? In Ruth 2 and 6, the Moabitish came out the country of Moab. Well, what's that word there for country? It's Shadah, field, land, cultivated field, plain. Why is it so important for it to be a plain? Because in Numbers 32, now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place, the place was a place for cattle. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Artaroth, Dibon, and Jazer, and Nimrah, and Heshbon, Eliah, Shabam, and Nebo, and Beon. Even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Where did the cattle need to be? In the plains. What's another word for the country of Moab? The plains of Moab, also a cultivated field. So when you go and you look, all of this took place in the land of Reuben. The country of Moab, the land of Moab, and the plains of Moab are all the same. In context, in geography, there is no getting away from that. Body bag, I land.